Hey guys, it's Joey, and this is the second herb-based video for the Healing Week mini-series which I've decided to do. And this one's going to be focused around the chakras. Now, I've been researching into this, so this is new for me. And I wanted to expand how I interacted with healing and my chakras and them on a herbal level, and looking into different bits and pieces, because I do the meditations regularly, but I thought I wanted to push that a little bit more and share what I came across and talk about ideas and things. And for this video it's going to be a little bit more edited as I change the sort of chakra setup for each chakra. The one in front of you currently is root chakra, and we'll discuss it in a moment. And we're going to discuss herbs in particular associated with each chakra according to my research, and we're going to look a little bit more in depth at one of those herbs at the end, and then we're going to talk about edibles, because as I looked into this they also had a section on things you can eat and drink to help with the energies of healing your specific chakras if you're working specifically with one. Although if you look over everything, if you had incorporated something for everything, you can do that in a maintained and healthy, balanced way. And I was looking at it this way in particular because I'm actually working through a number of healing things, but one of them is diet and my feelings towards food and how I interact with it. And I know there's a couple of other people going through it as well. So I've decided to share this. So this is probably going to be a long video, and the setups are going to change slightly, and we're going to talk about the herbs a little bit and each chakra and the edibles. Now, when it comes to each section of edibles, it's just the lists that there were. There will be some lists that have meat on, so if you're vegetarian or vegan you just ignore that, and if you have allergies then you obviously ignore anything to do with that. With that it's just common sense, but I'm going to include everything that was on the list. Obviously there are going to be certain things that I can't eat in this list because I'm I have IBS with a gluten trigger, and that's not quite the same as being gluten intolerant, but it's close enough. So I can't have bread, for example, or most pasta. So this is the root chakra setup, and the root chakra is the red chakra at the base of the spine, related to earth, physical identity, self-preservation. It forms our foundation, is related to our survival instincts, our sense of grounding, connection to our bodies and the physical plane. Ideally it brings us physical health, prosperity, security and dynamic presence. When open you feel healthy and connected to your physical body. It is used to ground your essence, your spiritual essence, into your physical self. The chakra gives you determination, grounds you and aids in survival in the physical realms. The herbs listed were cedar, black pepper, raspberry leaf and clove, as well as vetiver, but I have misplaced my vetiver, I don't know where it is. And the slightly more in-depth one here is for clove. Clove is the most stimulating and calmative of all aromatics, grounding and warming. Clove works on warming the interior of the body. It's often used in sort of medicines for aches and pains and things. I know it's used for toothache and other aches and things, but that warming sensation is associated here with the root chakra. For reference, the two stones here are red jasper and hematite. They're from my chakra disc set, and they are for the root chakra, and the candle up top is for red, for the colour association. I'm going to just talk about the foods for a moment for edibles. Edibles for the root chakra are root vegetables including carrots, potatoes, parsnips, radishes, beets, onions, garlics, etc. Protein-rich foods such as eggs, meat, beans, tofu, soy products, peanut butter, and spices such as horseradish, hot paprika, chives, and cayenne pepper. So if it was me, I would say you could incorporate it really easily with what I have every now and again, which is a portion of homemade potato wedges, where you use potato, garlic, paprika, and cayenne pepper, for example. If you're going to work with the herbs on a spiritual level without the edible part, there are a number of different things you can do. This guide suggests a number of different ways of incorporating them into your practice. They suggest tinctures, which is with alcohol, and you could basically anoint yourself with that if you were very careful, or you could anoint your magical objects depending on which chakra. You don't want to be placing anything anywhere sensitive. You could also set up a spell grid, pretty much like what I've got in front of you. I'm quite well known for using the tea lights on the base of the candles, so you could basically put one or two of the herbs, not the pepper, on the base of the candle. I wouldn't recommend it. You can buy candles with a pepper scent. I had a really nice one from Albon Cosmetics, and it was vanilla and it had a slight black pepper tang, so you can get them, but for personal, if you're making your own, I would avoid it really, just because you don't want to end up with your nose streaming and your eye streaming and all that sort of stuff. But for perhaps your candle, you could anoint it with clove or clove oil really easily, and that would make a really great candle where you could focus your intent and then do a sort of guided visualization of your chakra opening up and clearing it out of any funk. So that is for the root chakra. So I'm going to basically edit now, and we're going to move on to the sacral chakra. Okie dokie, so we have here the sacral chakra, which is orange. It is located in the abdomen, lower back, and sexual organs, and is related to the emotional identity, self-gratification, mostly sexual gratification, emotions and sexuality. It connects us to others through feelings, desires, and sensations. Ideally, this chakra represents fluidity and grace of movement, depth of feeling, sexual fulfillment, and the ability to accept change. It is used for creativity, vitality, sexual expression, and creates the balance between connectedness to other people and time spent alone. Herbs include burdock root, sandalwood, ylang ylang, which I didn't have the herb, but you can use essential oils, which we'll discuss in a second. Orange, we have orange peel, and gardenia, which we have gardenia fruits, as well as domaina, which I don't have. So to look a little bit more, an example at one, sandalwood fights infection, especially in the urinary tract, relieves muscle spasms, softens and soothes all skin types, stimulates new cell growth, clears mucus and congestion, calms nerves, and stimulates sexual desires. And I believe sandalwood is one you can get in capsules. So before we have a quick look at the edibles, ylang ylang here obviously is in essential oil form, which is another way you can incorporate scent rather than just the herb into your healing work. You could anoint your candle with it, you could use it in an oil burner, you could add a few drops to a bath work or an incense if you were working with it in that way. And edibles for the sacral chakra include sweet fruits such as melon, mango, strawberry, passion fruit, orange, coconut, etc., nuts such as almonds, walnuts, etc., and spices such as cinnamon, vanilla, sweet paprika, sesame seeds, and caraway seeds. So presumably you can use those as well in your sort of herbal work. Okay. Okie dokie, so we're moving on to the solar plexus, the colour being yellow. Fire, ego, identity, orientated to self-definition, known as the power chakra, rules over personal power, will, autonomy, as well as our metabolism. Deals with the human ego, emotions and self-love. Intuition is believed to begin in the area of our solar plexus. This spark is said to be felt here before it is sensed in the throat, third eye chakra, sorry. It's supposedly where we consider our gut feeling to come from. This is also where the connections between the 3 lower chakra interchange with the 4 higher chakra. Herbs include bergamot, carnation, which I didn't have, rosemary, lavender, marshmallow, ginger and fennel. So marshmallow, lavender, ginger and fennel. For example, slightly more in depth, marshmallow stimulates the immune system and the production of white blood cells. It also soothes inflammation, slows production of mucus and reduces sugar levels in the body. The herb also stimulates the solar plexus and it is suggested to be used in tinctures and capsules. Edibles for the solar plexus include granola and grains, pasta, bread, cereal, rice, flax seeds, sunflower seeds. Dairy including milk, cheese and yogurt. And the spices include ginger, all kinds of mints such as peppermint, spearmint, etc. Chamomile, turmeric, cumin and fennel. Okay, and then for the heart chakra, I don't actually have a candle, but I can't believe I haven't got any green candles left, but there you go. So the colour is obviously green, located in the heart area. Air, social identity related to self-acceptance, relates to love and is the integrator of opposites in the psyche, mind and body, male and female, persona and shadow, ego and unity. It allows us to love deeply, feel compassionately and have a deep sense of peace and centeredness. It deals with physical healing, balance, harmony, compassion and love. Herbs include geranium, hawthorn berries, jasmine, which we have in shot, marjoram, orris root, rose, lavender and yarrow. A slightly more in-depth look at rose has amazing powers of love, trust and self-acceptance, a representative of faith, hope and love, and has all the qualities to restore the very centre of one's well-being. A gentle tonic of the heart, rose oil, has psychological properties which lie in its effect on the mind, the centre of our emotional well-being. It also calms the heart and symbolises the feminine, and at midsummer becomes the blessing of the sacred union. For edibles for the heart chakra include leafy vegetables such as spinach, kale, dandelion greens, etc. Air vegetables, so presumably vegetables that grow on top of the earth rather than under it. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, celery, squash. Liquids such as green teas. Spices such as basil, sage, thyme and parsley. That brings up a very good point. Teas are another way in which we can incorporate healing powers of herbs, and there are an awful lot of teas available, green teas available with other herbs and things, so if you are a fan of green tea you can probably get a green tea with a herb for each chakra. I have green tea and jasmine downstairs, so that would be ideal for this, and that drinking of something helps with the energies of the chakra. Okay, so the throat chakra, pale blue and at the throat, is for sound, creative identity, orientated towards self-expression, communication and creativity. We experience the world symbolically through vibration, such as the vibration of sound representing language. Opening this chakra allows you to speak the truth and express your true feelings. Herbs include benzoin, basil, chamomile, which is in shot, cypress, eucalyptus, which is in shot, frankincense, which is in shot, red clove and sage, which is in shot. And a further deeper analysis, for example, is sage in tincture form or when burned has a pungent odour. Sage is principally used for smudging and in medicine tea to flush one's systems clean of impurities, as well as being widely used in sacred ceremonies. Edibles for the throat chakra include liquids in general, water, fruit juice and herbal teas, tart and tangy fruits such as lemon, lime, grapefruit and kiwi, other tree-grown fruits such as apple, pear, plum, peaches and apricots, and spices such as salt and lemongrass. Okay, so for the third eye chakra, which is dark blue and located on the brow, light, archetypal identity, orientation to self-reflection, the act of seeing both physically and intuitively, has psychic facilities and understanding of archetypes. When healthy, allows us to see clearly, letting us see the big picture. Also dealing with clairvoyance and mental activity. Some of the herbs include eyebright, jasmine, which is in shot, mint, mugwort and star anise. For further example, we will go with mugwort. Has a warm, wonderful herb that is used to boost yang energy in Chinese medicine, burned like ceremonial sage, or is placed on slices of garlic, ginger or onion and then placed on the body. This fragrant herb can assist in any type of cold in the body. Because of its yang nature, it assists in the up and outward movement of energy from the inside to cast outwards into the universal power of intention and intuition, which is all that empowers the third eye. We do have jasmine again here, so it is worth noting that some herbs tap into more than one chakra energy. And for edibles to do with the third eye chakra, dark bluish fruits such as blueberry, red grapes, blackberries and raspberries, red wine, enjoy that one ladies and guys, and grape juice, and spices such as lavender, poppy seed and again mugwort. Okie dokie, last but not least the crown chakra, thought to be purple or white, to do with thought, universal identity, orientated to self-knowledge, consciousness as pure awareness, the greater world beyond, a timeless, spaceless place of all-knowing. When developed, the chakra brings knowledge, wisdom, understanding, spiritual connection and bliss. It is the connection of all that is in the divine connection. Herbs include frankincense, lavender, lotus, neroli, rose, olibanum and spruce. Decided to just have two on for here. I do have lavender, but I didn't have the others. In further depth, frankincense rejuvenates skin, fades old scars, reduces inflammation, said to be a gift of the Magi, has antiseptic properties, fighting bacterial and fungal infection of the skin when used in a salve, lotion or as a compress. The oil works in two ways to help the body fight infection and pain. It first numbs nerve endings to reduce the amount of pain, sensations that reach the brain, and then it boosts the body's immune system to accelerate the healing process. Also relaxes the brain, which helps bring on sleep. And in the edible section there is nothing, simply air, the idea of fasting and detox, instead inhaling incenses such as sage, copal, myrrh, frankincense and juniper, not to be eaten but to be richly inhaled to help raise awareness. I do know of a few people that do fast before major rituals. It's not a bad idea either if you suffer from any sort of food intolerance that might slur your body or slur your energy slightly. So having fasted for a few hours or even a day before a ritual can sometimes be beneficial. You know, you're not feeling quite so sluggish after eating or something like that. So we have reached the end of the herbs and edible bits for each. I've tried to keep it relatively short for each because this is going to be a long video all in all at the end. And as I said, I'm researching and looking into new ways of connecting with my chakras to try and create a healthy energy balance. So undoubtedly there will be people who use different herbs for different chakras and different scents for different chakras than those presented here. And to be honest, for me, as with all these things, it's whatever speaks to you most. Whatever you feel in your intuition is right for the energies connecting up, as long as you are sort of listening to yourself and being fastidious in your research, as well as being guided by your higher self, as well as listening to any communication from spirit or spirit guides or deity or however you wish to see it, then go with your intuition and your instinct. There are many different ways of incorporating herbs and fruits and vegetables and things into a healthy, balanced lifestyle, and if chakra healing is one way of helping you through certain health complications, it's fascinating and interesting to go with, that you can reach beyond just meditating. So I hope that was an interesting video, and many blessings.